moderate poverty is if you are spending from $3.65 to $6.85 per day. And when I calculated that, by my own calculation, this is around 5,500 naira to 10,400 naira per day. Yeah. So some of us go to Shoppers and eat 2K, but still very poor.
What do you mean?
Now, see, the reason why we are doing this is to actually check the state that we are. We know it can be very distribution because we are collecting the. So, okay. So, and it is said that 1.9 billion people are here. I mean, 1.9 billion people are here. That is, they spend from here to this one. Then we have 3.6 billion. They are here. That is greater than this, less than or equal to this. Now, 40% of Africans live in extreme poverty. 40% of Africans. Then 12% of Asians. These things you can Google it. It's on your phone. You can just Google it. 12% of Asians, they also live in extreme poverty. Almost 60% of Africans, 60 or 80, living in moderate poverty. I know I could remember a time I went to see Mr. Bolu in his office, and he told me he went to eat. How much is that? He ate something of, is it 9K or 10K? And I was like, you. Now when I calculated it, can you see? And he said that's the only food he ate throughout life. It's still less than 10,400. I don't mean, wait, calm down. I don't mean, I'm not saying our sapphire is poor, but what I'm trying to say is that because of the smallness of our environment, we picked some people as our mentors and our coach, and it has limited our view in life. And some of us, we have seen Mr. Bolu as the benchmark of our success for life. And that's just because our environment is so small. So we have reduced ourselves to the smallness of our environment. So now this is a start. You can just go and Google yourself and check if I'm lying or if it's true. So I just so now the poverty line, even our WHO, the poverty line is poverty line is $2.15 per year. This is according to World Bank, and this is according to WHO. Now, extreme poverty line is $1.90 per year. When I mean this, I don't mean your transport fare, your tea fare for feeding. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. I just wanted to correct that then due to my training for today. Now we are now talking about facts about life. This is still a few of the facts. So now let's start. We said we have 3 categories of people. I'm sorry, I may not really follow. I'll follow the structure, but it might not be what you are totally used to. 3 categories of people, right?
Yes, sir.
We said people who watch things happen, they watch. People who wonder how things happen, and people who make things happen. The PlayStation, the stadium in London can accommodate how many thousands of people?
2 million.
Cheers.
I don't know so much.
Less than.
Less than. 10,000
Then
people.
we go back
10,000
out.
people. Alright, let's just say 10,000 people, right?
Yeah, maybe.
How many players plays on the field?
24.
24. Yeah, yes, of course. Let's just say 10 players. How many people plays on the field?
22.
Plus
Six. When I mean players, I mean those who were watching. Are we watching the lineman? All right. Okay. Lineman, everything. Let's just say
26.
26.
All right, 26. I mean.
Medical too.
Now, in an average football match, how many people score the goal?
Average.
10.
Average.
When you mean average,
Like
then average.
11.
You don't want swimming football.
Don't want to make sure.
Let's just say 5. I'm sorry. Now, the reason why I don't really give facts and figures because I don't watch ball. I don't watch. Drop the ball is my sleeping pill, so just permit me. Yeah, but I know a lot of people like ball. So sometimes while teaching we used to use ball so that they can now. I don't want you to see. Now, at least so far, I don't know many players, but I know two. I know Ronaldo and Messi. And those are the bone of contention. Why?
Thank you for putting Ronaldo first.
Those are the people making things. Okay. Now, and in this business also, we have a lot of FAG members. We have a lot of FAG distributors. We have quite a number of senior managers. How many diamonds do we have? Okay. Now, law of finance. I just want to be fast with this area because there are some details I want us to go into. Now, law of finance, then we have the poor zone, then we have the wealthy zone. Okay. Now, in this poor zone, what makes them be the poor zone? One, they do nothing. There are people who do nothing. There are people who work alone. These are people who work for someone. There is a difference between partnering with somebody and working for somebody. Okay, then for the wealthy zone, these are where we have the bosses, our listeners. They say the leaders, they lead the way, they show the way, they carry people along the way. There are times that in this business also, we act as a boss. There are times, but most of the times, we act as leaders. Why? Because we are being trained and our first responsibility is to become a leader. And what is leadership here? Leadership is you are doing something, you learn something, you train other people so that they can be the same thing. In this business organization, we can have leaders that I trained you and we are on the same platter. But when we talk about in an organization where they don't run as bosses, it goes this way. Somebody is always at apex. You can't keep it up. Okay. Alright. Now, I will now be talking on cash flow quadrant. I'll be spending quite a while here. Why? Because I've been reading the book Cash Flow Quadrant for quite some weeks now. Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. Call this place the right hand side. We call this place the left hand side. These are investors, these are big business builders or multi-level marketers. Then these are employees, these are self-employed. Now, when we talk about this cash flow quadrant, there are things that we look at to classify people in these zones. Firstly, we don't classify people in this zone based on the amount of money they make. Rather, it is how the money was made. That's number one. Somebody can be here earning $5, and somebody can be here earning $5,000. So you prefer to be here, right? That's beautiful. You know, somebody can even be here earning $0.5. See how crazy it is, right? Now, another thing that classifies people in this zone is their mindset. That is their perception of life and the way they view things. Now, while talking on this, I'll be giving us live scenario that we can go online and do. Now, so that this thing can sink in very, very well. Now, I think my prospecting tactics changed just a month ago when I started doing this. Now, it gave me to see reason why I'm doing what I am doing. Probably before so that this thing can sink well, let's just share a story from that simple cash flow quadrant. I'll be fast with it. There are some kind of guys, they call them John and James. Now, in this village, it was a very small village, and it was getting urbanized little by little, little by little. They have a little stream. That stream is about 30 miles to the village. So, they needed to get water from this stream to this village. What can they do? They consulted, these two guys wrote an application that we can help you get water from this place, from this stream to this village. Mr. John. So they awarded the contract to these people. And one of the reasons why they awarded the contract to them was that for competition. You know, if two guys are competing, one we want to increase the space, increase the quality. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. If you are the only one, you can do anything. But you can. So this guy John, immediately I awarded the contract. That same day, this guy John went and buy 10 buckets, 10 steel buckets, and started fetching water from the stream to the village. And immediately, he sells each of that bucket for $7.5. Just one bucket, $7.5. And people are buying. But the only thing is that he only gives you one bucket in a day. If you are collecting your bucket, if you want to pay $10, he can't give you. Why? Because he has a limit of getting 100 buckets per day. He was the only one doing it, so it's quite strenuous. You know now, carrying 2 buckets, go 50 times. So, Mr. James disappeared for over 8 months. So because of that, this guy was swimming in money. $7.5 times 100. That's how much? $750 in one day. In a month, it's how much?
50 times 30. That's about 21.
In a month.
That's 21 gigs.
Anybody? I know this one is 21,000. Then plus 5 times 3.
22,500.
That's 22,500. Imagine 22,500 in a month. Is that no money?
For 8 months. Damn.
So this was what he was earning for 8 months. And it was very fine. Now, Mr. James, what did he do? He went to the city, he started consulting experts, hydraulics engineers, geological engineers. Please, how can you help me? Because he knew nothing. So so within 8 months, he was able to gather experts. After 8 months, he came back to the village They started drilling holes, drilling a lot of pipe, laying pipes, and they installed over, I think they installed over 20 reservoirs in the village. After just a week of setup, he now announced to the villagers that I will be supplying to you my own water. First of all, mine is not $7.5. Mine is just $1. $1. A bucket is, and you can fetch as many as you want. That's one. Number two, this guy's water is not so clean. You know, when you are carrying buckets and you are walking like this, a person will passing me. I don't know if they stay in the village for. So like, and sometimes you carry it on your head. Sometimes things are blowing. You just put it down. Sometimes you can be probably you pass under a tree. So like, so most times by the time you get the water to the village, some of them are very dirty. So but this guy telling them this water is treated. You can drink it. You can use it to do anything. You can fetch, you can get water at the dead of the night. You can do it any time. You know what this guy did? He also reduced his own to $1 per bucket. Now told his children, see, this is our business. You must not spoil it. So by the time, ensure immediately you are finishing from school, come back here. You know, you are the one that will inherit this business. So he bought more buckets so that his children too can be carrying two buckets. So eventually they scale up to carrying about 250 buckets in a day. 250 buckets times $1. That's how much? Now, because of how human beings are, people have developed emotions for him. So when this guy brought his water, some rejected him. So they were still following this guy. Maybe it's even the same thing now. But it's just that there's a difference in quality. And there's limits to the amount. I don't even get what I'm saying. Do you remember the amount of money this guy have made? 2,500 in a month times 8 months. That's an amount of money, right?
That's about 200k.
But when this guy came, the first day, they fetched over 700 buckets. When James, 700 times $1, $700, right? But for this thing that they were doing, what was he doing? It was just relaxed. Keep fetching. So that it was measuring it. So as it's coming out, so it's charging you. At the end of that's the first day. After a month, they have fetched over 21 million buckets. 21 million. 21 million times $1.
$21 million.
In the first 8 months, how much did he make? Now, do you know what now happened? When the people, when they were having what's called a chief community, they came together and they saw this thing is good. He extended this system to about 3, 4, 5 other villages. While he's sleeping at home, millions are dropping every day. Every day. What am I talking about here? I'm talking about creating a system. System. Now, because see, to be honest with you, if you are really sincere, to be honest with you, nobody will like what we are doing here like the first time you came. If you are really sincere, no one will like it. I don't like it. I want to make money, right? So, why don't now, see if I can make, okay, let's say for example, there are people in this organization, they are making cool money every time. So my time is almost up. And this is just to see us, so I'm able to finish a whole lot of things I have. But this is where I'll be ending. That this business leader, what they create a system that works for them. Even when they are not there, the system is keep working. So if I had the privilege again, I will explain the investor. Thank you very much.
I believe we enjoyed this session. Customers for life.